am Syed Rashid. You are watching Ahlaved High School and Junior College YouTube channel. Welcome to my video to all students as well as viewers. Today just we are starting our chapter number 4, motion in plane, physics class 11th, that is inter first year. So what is motion and what is plane? We need to know. Motion is nothing but any object which is in moving position is known as motion. Okay. What is plane? Plane is nothing but any surface you can take down. It may be, this is a plane. Okay. If we have triangle, we have something inside this. This is also plane. Any example we can take for a plane. And to understand this motion in plane, we need to understand one concept with us, that is nothing but dimension. Okay. What is dimensions? We already learn about the units and dimension. So here the dimension is somewhat different. If I have one dot with me, okay, and this dot cannot move, okay, cannot moves, okay, this is one dimension, okay, we can say one dimension. And if I have two dots, okay, similar as that of that means this dot is 0 dimension and this is also okay, cannot move, is this is nothing but 0 dimension, okay, ZERO, 0 dimension. Now this dot now can move, okay, we can say like in this we will going to take example like left or right, only left or right, 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 by we are assuming one line in between this. So this is nothing but one dimension, isn't it? And if I have three similar dots, okay, three similar dots, okay, with us, and these dots can move 4 direction like right, okay, left, okay, up and down. So this is nothing but 2 dimension, isn't it? 2 dimension. And what about 3 dimension? If I have like one more thing behind this, that means how can I explain you the behind this thing means? I will explain in different way. Like if I have few objects with me, this is an paper and this paper have only surface, it don't have any much broadness or much wider thing. But if we are considering this duster, this has like left, right, up, down, and we have in 2 dimension we have right, left, we can say like forward, backward, okay, forward and backward in 2 dimension. Whereas in 3, and this is the like rough diagram for 2 dimension. For 3 dimension we have these 3 dots, okay, after that we have one more dot behind this, that means this is an duster, it has 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatever I may tell these dots. This can only right, left, forward and backward, but backside I am considering one more dot means it has height also. In 3 dimension we will get height also. So this height, so in this case we can say like right, okay, left, forward, backward, and we have 2 more direction with us like up and down. This is nothing but 3 dimension. And we have lot of dimensions with us like 4 dimension is time, 5th dimension is somewhat other physical quantity. So we have n number of dimensions, we have n dimensions, isn't it? So once again I want to explain these dimensions. If a dot having up at a position at rest and it cannot move, this is nothing but 0 dimension. If this dot got similar dot and it can travel in 2 direction, say it may be left or right, this is nothing but 1 dimension. And if same dot got 2 similar dots, it can go like right, left, like forward and backward. This is nothing but 2 dimension. If this got 4 dots like right, left, forward, backward, up and down, then this is nothing but 3 dimension. Like that we have n number of dimensions with us. Now are you clear with the concept dimension? If you want you can write this dimension. So why I am explaining dimension means in motion in plane we are just defining motion in n space using one physical quantity, that is vector, isn't it? So if we want to like define a motion in a plane in n dimension space, we need a physical quantity like vectors. Okay, so for that I am explaining dimension. Now we will going to learn what is vector and scalar. After that we will go to our main topics. Okay, if you want you can write this thing. Cannot move, this is 0 dimension. Can move left or right, 1 dimension. Can move right, left, forward, backward, 2 dimension. Right, left, forward, backward, up and down, this is 3 dimension. Now what is vector and what is scalar? I will going to explain. Vector, scalar. Okay, what is vector and what is scalar? We already learned in our previous chapter, as well as I said in your lower classes also you come across with this. What is vector? Vector is nothing but it is a physical quantity, isn't it? Okay, Quantity. What is scalar? It is also a physical quantity itself, no change in first point, as you can see. Now it has magnitude and direction. Vector has direction, whereas scalar has only magnitude. Okay, only magnitude or magnitude. So magnitude, and we can say further this no direction. Okay, scalar does not have any direction. Okay, now next point we can say like example for scalar and vector. For vector we have examples like velocity, okay, acceleration, yes, and we have example for vector like displacement, angular velocity, etc. End of the thinking capacity, we can say these are the example for like vector. Now for scalar what we have with us, like mass is an scalar, volume is also a scalar, speed, okay, speed also scalar, and we have distance also distance also scalar. So for scalar and vector, just you need to remember this point, and you can define like this. Vector is the physical quantity having magnitude as well as direction, whereas scalar is the physical quantity having only magnitude but not direction. Example for vector is velocity, acceleration, displacement, angular velocity, etc. Whereas example for scalar is mass, volume, speed, distance, etc. Now we are concerned more with vector in this chapter. As of now I am standing few seconds here. If you want you can copy down these points with you. Okay, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. But make sure all the student, if you want to write examination point of view, write with elaboration and brief way. You are not supposed to write like this only. Now vector in detail. Okay, vectors. For vectors we need to know few things with us, like types. First we have done with definition. Okay, definition and example we have done, isn't it? Now we need to know types of vector, types of vectors, addition of vector, subtraction of vector. These many things we need to know about the vector. For drawing vector, simply we are putting one line here and marking one arrow, okay, and giving name OA, we can say. So we can say OA is a vector, isn't it? And for that we can give one more name. Instead of OA we can write A. So A is also vector. Okay, OA we can say this is a vector having points O to A, and actually we can say A is vector. So like that we are drawing vector. So first I am going to explain you about addition and subtraction of vector. After that we will going to the types of vectors. So for addition of vector we need few things with us. We need to follow two laws for addition and subtraction of vector. we have specially prepared two laws, and these laws is nothing but one is triangular law and another is parallelogram law, Parallelegram. So first I will explain somewhat briefly about these. Okay, let us consider I have one vector with me, like here I am drawing one vector. Okay, I can say like OA, and I am drawing one more vector, this is okay, and I am placing this as point B. So I am considering this is vector A and this is vector B. So we gave them name as vector A and vector B. The resultant of OB is nothing but A plus B, vector A plus B. Like that we can do the addition of vector by triangular law. What about parallelogram law? For parallelogram law and triangular law we have laws in derivation also, but usually parallelogram law always or more time asking in intermediate public examination. So I will explain this parallelogram law in detail. Then what about the subtraction of vector as per the triangular law? Consider I am considering one vector here, say OA, and another vector with me like AB. So it is A and it is B. So I can write this resultant vector as A of plus of minus B vector. So we can say the resultant of subtraction is nothing but we can say A vector minus B vector is equals to A vector plus of minus B vector. Here the magnitude are same. Suppose I have one vector here with this and other vector with this. This is like A and this is B vector. Here magnitudes are same but opposite in direction. So in this case we are subtracting the vector, and if we want to write the vector always we need to use this bar, or else we can write A cap. If we see A cap or A bar and not bar exactly, we need to use like this arrows also. So make sure if you are writing vector, this is the procedure to write vector. On all the thing you need to mark as arrow. This is nothing but vector, isn't it? Now moving to some properties of vector. Properties of vectors. So we have few properties of vectors with us. First, okay, vector, okay, addition. Vector addition is commutative. That means we have learned this commutative properties in our lower classes in mathematics. Commutative, okay. So what is it mean? Like we can write A plus B is equals to B plus A. Here A and B are two vectars, okay. Now it is also obey associated property also, and associated property I am just writing on the board, you can see associative property. So what is this means? If here A plus B bracket plus of C is equals to like A plus of B plus C. Here we can write here, okay, A comma B comma C are vector. These are the vectors. So and one more property we have with us, like if the two vectors A and B, then A and minus B, then what is the difference between these two vectors? If I am writing third one like A minus B, how I can write this? Already I said that A plus of minus B I can write. So this is few properties of vector, like vector addition is commutative, A plus B is equals to B plus A. Associative property, A plus B plus C is equals to A plus B plus C. Here A, B, C are vectors, and we have one more property like we can say subtraction of vector A minus B is equals to A plus of minus B. So this is somewhat about the like addition, subtraction properties of vector. Now we need to learn something about the types of vector. So I hope you have wrote the definition and example. For addition of vector, subtraction of vector, you can just draw these two diagrams and complete your writing work. And for properties of vector, you can write these three properties from the board roughly, and you can browse your respective materials for complete details of this property. Okay, so now the time to learn something about the type of vector. First of all, the vector is classified into two categories. Okay, one is we have with us like free vectors, FREE, free vectors. This is a type of vectors, and we have like many types. How can I say? In force, we have mainly two types of force, like contact force and non-contact force. But in again contact force, we have many things with us in contact force, like we can say friction is contact force, muscular is contact force. Like that, for non-contact force, we have gravitational force, magnetic force, or electrostatic, like this. So basically, vectors, okay, are broadly classified into two types, that is free vectors, okay, and another type we have with us like localized vector, and this definitions is very important. I am putting on the screen while reading, you need to copy down and remember. Okay, free vectors, when a vector is parallel to itself and it remains unchanged upon displacement, such vectors are known as free vector. Localized vector, when location or line of application of vector is considerable important on physical application, such vectors are localized vector. That means free vector means they are parallel to itself and it remains unchanged and upon displacement. That means free vectors, you can say we have these, okay, these like this vectors having. So and like this also, these are the vectors. So they are like parallel to itself and it remains unchanged upon displacement. If there is an displacement means vector does not change. Such vectors is known as free vectors. Now coming to the localized vector, these vectors are locations or line of the application of vector considerable important of physical applications, such as, that means this vector has their own particular like location or line. That means they do not be different from their location and line. This is known as localized vector. So these two definitions you need to remember, right? Okay, now we need to learn unit vector first, and second we have to learn something about the null vector. Third we have with us like position vector. So let us listen. A vector with magnitude equal to 1 is called as unit vector. It does not have any units and dimension. It is used for specifying the direction of a given vector. If A is a vector, then unit vector along its direction is given as. So this unit vector, okay, having magnitude as 1, first point, and second point is it does not have any units and dimension. Okay, there is no units and dimensions. Okay, dimensions, and the direction for this is its vector itself. Example, if A is the vector, okay, then the unit vector along its direction is nothing but we can write A is equals to A by A itself, but in the denominator we are using mod. Here A vector is equals to A vector by A itself. Null vector, a vector with zero magnitude is called as null or zero vector. It is represented by we can say O bar or 0 bar, we can O vector. So if any vector having the value of 0, then it is called as null vector. Its tail and head coincide and it has no definite direction. That means in null vector, tail and head both are coincide and it don't have any like direction with them. So example, we can write this as these two vectors coincide each other and both vectors are 0. Next, position vector, the vector that indicates or specify the position of a point in a space with reference to the origin of coordinate system is called as position vector. If x, y, z are the coordinates of point P and O, if x, y, z are the coordinates of 0, p and o is the origin, then the position vector is given by OP is equals to r bar, which is equals to xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. Magnitude OP is equals to resultant of under root of x square plus y square plus z square. That means for position vector, if we are considering a dimension system, it is at origin, isn't it? And if I am considering one point here, somewhere here, okay, then this is okay. Here I am considering one point, so we got vector as OP vector, isn't it? And we have three axes with us, like this is x axis, and this is y axis as we know, and this is z axis as always we know. On x axis we are considering giving the name O x as I, and on y axis we are giving name as J, and z axis we are giving the name as K. Okay, like these three vectors we are considering, like O2 this direction, O2 like this direction, and O2 this direction. Then what is happen, OP, okay, the OP vector resultant R is nothing but resultant. How can we write this resultant? Like xi cap plus yj cap plus xij zk, okay, zk cap. But this I want to remove like ijk. So what I will do, r is equals to under root of x square plus y square plus z square. So this is the position vector. So now these three definitions, unit vector, null vector and position vector, I am keeping on your screen. See from screen and write down. Hope you have saw these three definition, unit vector, null vector and position vector. Make sure need to write this as well as remember also. So that's all about our today's session and today's class. You are watching Ahliabad High School and Junior College YouTube channel. I am Syed Rashid. We will continue same chapter in our next session. Have a great time. Take care. Practice more than one time. Thank you.